1.3.
Kirsten Lagatry is our guest. Her book is Feng Shui, Arranging Your Home to Change Your Life, a room-by-room guide to the ancient Chinese art of placement. Okay, so I would like to walk into our newsroom, if we can, and have you just quickly kind of look at it and figure out what we can do for some of the people in here who maybe need a little help in their careers or their happiness. Any initial thoughts that you have in looking at this room?
There are some very good things about this newsroom. For one thing, some of the writers are facing northeast. Northeast is the direction that governs mental ability, acuteness of thinking, scholarly success. So those people in this newsroom who are facing this, they not only get an extraordinarily peaceful and beautiful view out the window, they are facing in the direction that's going to make them sharp and make their writing better.
Okay, so this is my desk over here. Scattered with the barrel of monkeys, and they're red, so that's good. So now I'm facing east here, right? I'm facing, east, almost a little southeast.
Yeah.
Am I blocked up a little bit?
Yeah, well, facing east, actually, when you face east, you are facing the direction of growth, vitality, the color green. Health, vitality, youth, those are the things that come with the direction. So maybe that's what makes you so peppy, Steve, and so young at heart. I'd like to say something about this southeast wall right here. That is your money corner. Southeast is the direction that governs money. You haven't done anything with this direction. You got lots of equipment there. What you should have is the color purple, the number 4.
And a fish tank.
Well, one thing at a time.
Okay.
The color purple and the number 4 go with that one direction, with the southeast. I'm glad you mentioned a fish tank. Water flow symbolizes cash flow. There's a lot in Feng Shui that does wordplay, both in the Chinese language and in the English language. And so water flow equals cash flow. You walk into some major corporate buildings nowadays in New York, or Los Angeles or Hong Kong, you are going to see fountains in the lobby. A lot of that. The fish that are in the tank, they symbolize abundance, as in there are always more fish in the sea. What's your goal? If your goal is to be a better writer, talk somebody into changing places with you here so that you can face northeast. If your goal is to become wealthy, do some enhancement there on your southeast wall, or do it at home. Say you want to get in a relationship in your life. At home, enhance a southwest wall with the color yellow and the number 2. The southwest corner governs marriage, partnerships, motherhood. You pay attention to what you can do to make something happen, and then you work with these outward symbols.
(1.2)
I know the first session can be a little intimidating, and I already see some skeptical looks. But every family goes through some rocky times, and it's important to get help sooner rather than later. There's a quote from Margaret Mead, the anthropologist. She said, "Nobody has ever before asked the nuclear family to live all by itself in a box the way we do." I think it's interesting that she uses the metaphor box for a house. A box is usually shut tight. There's no air circulating through a box. Ms. Dubois, I see you're nodding your head.
Please, call me Kimberly. Well, sometimes I get home from work and I can just sense the tension in the air. It's almost suffocating. We haven't really felt like a family in a long time. Everyone's off in their own corner of the house. Matthew, it's...
But, Mom, I have to study for the entrance exams. I can't concentrate anywhere else. Nicole is always on the phone and...
Don't worry. As soon as I can afford it, I'll be out of here. I just have to get enough money for my own apartment.
I think half the problem is our house. I wouldn't say we don't have family issues, but this house just makes them worse. No one feels comfortable here. And, Matthew, you've seemed depressed lately.
Yeah, I guess I have been a little. I didn't think you noticed, Mom.
Well, it's clear that you're having communication problems, but on top of that, I think the house is working against you. Have you ever heard of feng shui?
Yeah, we read about it last semester. It's something about the energy in a place, how things are aligned to keep harmony.
That's right. Well, it's frowned upon in my profession to believe that basic human problems have a transcendent explanation. On the contrary, psychologists look for logical answers to our behavior. But I think we should look beyond the logical answers to your family's problems. We'll start by examining the energy in your house. Let's talk about this next session.